The universe rarely throws its revelations like a tantrum. Chaos prefers a cleaner stage. Instead of explosions and fireworks, fate prefers timing that cuts deeper because of how quietly it arrives. That's the elegance of the punchline. It strolls in after everyone has already shown their true character. When arrogance has settled, when assumptions have solidified, when the room believes the story has already ended, and then, without theatrics, a single truth rearranges every conclusion built so carelessly. One moment of disclosure becomes the guillotine for every smirk, every whisper, every self-assured judgment. The stranger who seemed insignificant steps forward as the ultimate contrast to the illusions surrounding him. The elegance lies not in the twist itself, but in how effortlessly it exposes the weakness of those who acted without understanding. No screams needed, just revelation. This kind of punchline works because it forces reflection. Not gentle reflection, but the kind that strikes like a spotlight on a stage performer who forgot the script. The universe waits until silence is thick, then reveals the thread connecting every action to its consequence. And suddenly the entire room is forced to reconsider its earlier confidence. The protector's identity becomes a mirror that forces each onlooker to face the truth of how blind their certainty was. That's elegance, a twist sharp enough to cut, but quiet enough to shame. A twist that lifts the person with instinct and lowers the person who believed cruelty made them superior. Fate doesn't just balance scales, it tilts them in a way that exposes who relied on noise instead of awareness. What makes the punchline exquisite is how naturally it restores order. No one announces the shift. No one demands respect. The moment speaks for itself. A protector revealing allegiance through posture alone shifts the energy more powerfully than any speech. Those who dismissed him earlier suddenly feel the weight of consequences draping over their shoulders. Not punishment, just exposure. And exposure is crueler than punishment because it reveals character without breaking anything physically. It shows who lacked depth. It shows who relied on shallow instincts. It shows who assumed superiority without merit. Meanwhile, the atmosphere bends around the person whose instinct aligned perfectly with hidden truth. That symmetry is the universe at its most artistic. Elegance also appears in the silence that follows the twist. The room reacts not with chaos, but with quiet, aching awareness. People exchange glances that betray their discomfort. Words shrink. Confidence trembles. Judgment dissolves. This isn't accidental. Fate orchestrates the aftermath to ensure stillness becomes the real punishment. When noise dies, truth has space to echo, and echo it does. Through every memory of how the moment unfolded. The universe never raises its voice. It doesn't need to. The quiet reveals far more than shouting ever could. It is in that quiet that roles reorganize themselves, without anyone daring to resist. There's a strange beauty in how fate rewards instinct. The protector's presence confirms something deeper than anyone expected. Strength sees strength long before the world does. The crowd might have doubted your actions earlier, but the universe rewards internal clarity, with loyalty from unexpected sources. That symmetry between instinct and destiny forms the heart of the punchline. Elegance emerges when two forces recognize each other, not because of status or appearance, but because of alignment. A protector stepping into the light isn't random. It is the universe threading truth through the chaos, revealing that the quiet, grounded choice mattered more than any performance. The elegance sharpens further when consequences ripple outward. Those who mocked earlier now stand in the uncomfortable position of witnessing a bond they can never replicate. They watched someone they underestimated receive acknowledgement from a figure far more powerful than anything they imagined. And the universe ensures this acknowledgement carries weight beyond the moment. It reshapes perception permanently, not through humiliation, but through contrast. The protector's presence outlines the difference between hollow bravado and genuine strength. Anyone paying attention realizes that the universe isn't chaotic for the sake of chaos. It is strategic, and its strategies always reveal truth in ways that sting most precisely. The punchline becomes sharper each time someone tries to rationalize what happened. People attempt to justify their earlier reactions, but justification collapses under the weight of truth. Fate allows them to remember every detail: the mockery, the assumptions, the size of annoyance when help was offered. And now, those memories bruise their pride. They realize how poorly they read the moment, how shallow their perceptions were, how easily they misjudged someone standing beside a protector they couldn't have anticipated. The elegance grows from that internal discomfort, the kind that lingers long after the protector leaves the room. Elegance also lies in the balance of power that emerges from the twist. The protector doesn't have to declare anything. His body language alone establishes a hierarchy that reverses what came before. Those who believe themselves in control now stand in the shadows, unsure of their footing. Meanwhile, the person fate aligned with strength stands taller, not in arrogance, but in clarity. That clarity intimidates those who rely on external validation to feel significant. The universe loves exposing such fragility, not violently, but with surgical precision. The twist becomes a quiet coronation for the one who acted from instinct, elevating them without needing to diminish anyone verbally. Reality itself does the diminishing. In rare moments, fate delivers irony so sharp it becomes unforgettable. This is one of those moments. A protector hidden in plain sight becomes the embodiment of the universe's intelligence. His presence validates the instinct that sparked the entire event, and those who felt superior earlier must now confront the reality that their judgment wasn't just wrong. It was embarrassingly shallow. That shame doesn't fade quickly. It lingers. It teaches. The universe uses these moments to reset perspectives, to remind people that kindness is not weakness, silence is not fragility, and instinct is not randomness. Each reminder carves itself into memory. Funny how a moment that feels worthless to everyone else becomes the spark that rewrites your entire fate. One small decision. One instinctive choice to step in when the crowd stepped back. You saved someone no one else cared to notice. A stranger the room wrote off as background noise. And the laughter came, didn't it? Those little snickers from the sidelines. Those smug looks that said, "You were wasting your time." They mocked the impulse, because their minds work only when someone's watching. They see compassion as currency that makes you poorer. But the universe loves flipping scripts on people like that. The man you pulled out of danger wasn't a wanderer or a burden. He wasn't helpless. He wasn't random. He was your protector long before you even met him. Assigned to watch you. Assigned to study you. Assigned to move in shadows for your safety. And none of the spectators knew it. The shift begins quietly, almost elegantly. His eyes follow your movements with an understanding no stranger should have. He watches the way you steady your breathing when chaos shakes the room. He watches how your silence cuts through the noise better than confrontation ever could. He notices the restraint in your reactions, the control in your posture, the lack of desperation in your decisions. And the ones who mocked you start to sense something is wrong. Even if they can't name it yet, they feel the tension. They feel the air grow heavier. They see a man they underestimated observing you like an old friend rather than a fortunate survivor. That's when the first crack forms in their confidence. They begin to realize this wasn't just a moment. It was a test none of them knew they were failing. The truth doesn't reveal itself suddenly. It leaks into the room like a slow poison.